We reached out to Sarah Huckabee Sanders' campaign for her stance on the issues. We gave them 4 months to do a sit-down interview, but they declined to talk to THV11, saying they did not have time to share her platform with viewers or have anything to contribute right now. So the limited information that we do have comes from past events. At her rally this summer, she pushed a strong pro-life agenda, saying,
"Look, I'm an unapologetic pro-life advocate and would push for anything that strengthens our ability to continue to have strong pro-life legislation here in the state of Arkansas."
And regarding abortions that involve rape or incest?
No, I would not advocate for those exceptions.
Here's Sarah Huckabee Sanders admitting in the most recent clip available that she supports abortion bans even in instances of rape or incest. Now here's why that bodes especially poorly right now. On August 2nd, Tuesday, voters in Kansas rejected a proposed state constitutional amendment that would have said that there was no right to an abortion in the state by a staggering margin of about 59 to 41. Now, just so we're clear, Kansas is an R+10 state. Republicans control the state House and the state Senate. They control Kansas's congressional delegation, and both U.S. senators from Kansas are Republicans. It is pretty clear that Kansas is, for all intents and purposes, a red state, meaning for Kansas to reject the Republican Party's position so thoroughly, so convincingly, is a 5-alarm fire for a political party that has made stripping abortion rights the center of their platform. Consider, too, according to Tom Bonnier, the CEO of TargetSmart, a political data firm, that among Kansans who registered to vote after June 24th, when the Dobbs decision was announced, Democrats have an 8-point advantage. And that's in a state where Republicans usually have a 19-point advantage. And of the newly registered Kansans after Dobbs, 70% of them are women in a state where registration breakdown is almost exactly 50-50. Bonnier says, quote, "In my many years of working in political data, I can't recall having seen voter registration deviate from the mean nearly as much as we've seen in Kansas since June 24th. So Republicans may try to pretend that this isn't a huge deal, but the numbers don't lie. And so when we take a look at Arkansas, the fact that Sarah Huckabee Sanders' own stated position on abortion is so extreme really does change the calculus here. Arkansas is not especially different from Kansas. In fact, whereas nearly 770,000 Kansans voted for Trump in 2020, about 760,000 Arkansans voted for Trump in 2020. In other words, there looks to be about the same number of Republican voters in each state, which is all to say, if the voters in Kansas can swing 32 points to support the left, then a similar swing would completely upend the political world in a state like Arkansas. And look, I'm under no delusions about how difficult changing voting patterns is in a state like Arkansas. But if voters can recognize that the only way to protect a woman's reproductive rights is to elect Democrats, which is the only party actually working to protect those rights, then it's worth acknowledging that a political reordering is possible. Maybe not forever, but at least A, while this issue is still top of mind, and B, while Republicans are taking an extremist position that only a minority of voters actually want. So with that said, let's do some activism. Sarah Huckabee Sanders' Democratic opponent is Chris Jones. And while you clearly don't have to be a rocket scientist to run for office these days, Jones is literally a rocket scientist. He attended Morehouse College on a NASA scholarship, then went to MIT where he became a nuclear engineer. He also ran the Arkansas Regional Innovation Hub, which provided the tools and technology for Arkansans to build businesses. But most importantly, here's his stance on the issue of protecting a woman's reproductive rights.
Do you support the near abortion ban?
The near abortion ban is really a it creates new problems.
So would you describe yourself as pro-life, pro-choice?
I certainly support Roe v. Wade, and I certainly believe it is a healthcare issue that needs to be left with families.
So if you want to show your support for Chris Jones, click the link right here on the screen or in the post description and send a message to Republicans across the country that there will be consequences for their extremist views. And again, I know that a state like Arkansas is not easy for Democrats to win in, but one thing that we've learned is that we need to try. We need to run candidates in every race, and we need to support those candidates in every race. We cannot concede a single seat to a party seeking to strip Americans of their bodily autonomy. In every election, there are always surprises. We've flipped red seats before, and because of just how far off the cliff Republicans have decided to go with this latest cycle, I promise you we can flip more. But we have to try, and that starts right here. Before you go, couple things. First, if you want to support my work, the best way is to subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button is right here on the screen. And second, if you want to see and hear more from me, check out my website, briantylercohen.com. That way you can get links to my podcast, merchandise, ways to donate to voting rights organizations, and so much more. The thumbnail is also right here on the screen, so go check it out. And as always, thank you so much for watching.